Okay, so I want to talk about fighting for our limitations because I get this a lot. I see this a lot, and I want to talk a little bit about mindset because obviously this isn't easy. So I want to try to get your guys' mindset right. This is not like a motivation type mindset. Like motivation comes from within, which I'll be talking about briefly. So definitely find your motivation because that's going to keep you in your mindset on track. But I'll talk about mindset too, and the fact and business mindset to start, and to think. Oh my god, I hope my husband touched my cat up. He's like meowing like crazy out the door. What was I gonna say? Thinking of this as a business. That's the first main mindset because it is hard to think about this like a business versus like a job. Because when you think, because obviously this is a job, but it's not a job. I mean, a job is where you go and get paid for the amount of work you did. A business is also creating a legacy. That's what I think of this as, is creating a legacy, creating a difference for my future kids, a difference for so many other people's lives. But it's very different than a job because you're not getting paid, and it's going to suck because at first, because you're not going to get paid what you're pretty much worth. You're not going to get paid for the amount of work that you're putting in right away, but later on, you're going to be making more money than technically the amount of work you're putting at that point. So you really have to think long term, and you really have to think business mindset, and you are building a business no matter what. And you're an entrepreneur, you are your own business owner. Nobody's your boss. Nobody's here to tell you what to do. We're just all here to help each other, to guide each other, to give any tips. Like that's what's awesome about having Silent Sisters too, is we're all giving each other tips. Anything that we do that didn't work or that is working, or we all figure out what works best for us. But you really have to put that entrepreneur cap on and realize that you are a business owner. And you have to think of it as like as a mom and pop shop, and you have to open up every single day. Your mouth has to be open and telling everybody else. Like say you have a little clothing boutique or a restaurant in your hometown, you have to tell everybody and their sister about this. So you have to think about it the same way, even though we're online based, even though it's different than a mom and pop shop. It's different than your own little boutique that you spent hundreds of thousands, maybe dollars on. So it's different in that aspect, but in the business mindset. So you really have to think of everything you're doing is for the future. Everything you're doing is to build your business, to build your name up. Because you have to build your name up and that trust up. So as soon as you stop thinking of yourself as an employee, because you're not an employee anymore. I mean, you might have your normal job too. You might only want to do this limited time, which is totally fine. Like you can do this as a side job and still make a few hundred or even a few $1,000s. But if you're wanting to make tens of thousands into hundreds of thousands of dollars, you really have to have that business mindset. But just to advance it all, even if you want to make over $1,000 a month, you still have to think of it as like your business. It is your business. You're not getting paid for the amount of time that you put in. And speed loves success. I can't, it's a whole nother side thing, but success loves speed. I mix that up every time. Okay, success loves speed. So if you come in going, I just saw, and I shared her video. Sherry Brown just did a video, and this is just one little analogy. Think of like when you're going into a pool. Think if you cannonball in that pool as fast and as hard as you can, you're going to make a huge freaking splash, right? If you take, that's taking 5 seconds to get in the pool. But if you're taking 10 minutes even to get in the pool versus 5 seconds, and just slowly dipping your toe in, you're not even going to make like a ripple effect in your water. So you have to take that jump, getting that plane off the ground, that type of thing, that bolt of energy to get you going, and then it's going to keep your momentum going. Does that make sense? So that was a little sidetrack, but still in the same mindset of business. But you also have to have a positive mindset. And everybody doesn't obviously naturally, actually, I don't think anybody naturally has a positive mindset except maybe a kid. We don't naturally have always the most positive. We don't wake up every day wanting, you don't always want to work. You don't always want to go to the gym. You don't always want to work. You don't always want to do whatever the things you have to do is. But you have to wake up and want it. First off, you have to have a reason to want it. But start yourself on a good note. Have a motivational videos, a popular song that you like that like just pops you up in the morning. Anything that's going to get you excited to get out of bed instead of dreading to get out of bed. That's what you need. The first thing in the morning is just to get yourself and your mindset right in the morning to get your day going, to do everything. That's why personal development is so important. You're growing yourself to grow your business, and you're helping learning how to redirect your mind in a positive way, and not using those negative words like no and can't and won't and I don't want to, and all those negative type words. And one book that's one of my favorites too. If you have not read Law of Attraction by Michael J. Lozier, that's like my favorite. I've read it a few times. That just really gets you to not use some of the negative words that's going to get that negative vibration out. And when you aren't feeling positive, aren't feeling happy, you don't have that positive mindset, you're giving off that vibe to other people, and people vibe with people that they want to vibe with, but they want to vibe with people with that positive mindset. That's also why you can literally post a quote of the day every day in your personal wall. It can be just a random quote, or it can be like on top of your face. Like I like to put my quotes on my face so people relate that quote to me, but you can literally do that every day. I don't necessarily do it every day, but you could, because it starts your morning, it starts everybody else, your whole following morning off right on a positive note, something that's going to lift you up for the day. It can be based on anything, your quote, if you do something like that. What do I want to do? But this is also where your why comes in. I don't want to go into detail about this, but you have to have a why, as in a reason that you're doing this, okay? And more than just like, hey, I want to make some extra money. That's not enough to like push you. You have to have different reasons of wanting to change something in your future, change your kids' future, being able to stay home with your kids. The kids are definitely obviously such a huge why. And you should feel passionate to want to do the things that you don't want to do, because you have a big enough why to push you to do the things, to sacrifice some things, because when you're building a business, you're going to have to sacrifice some small things. And if you're not willing to sacrifice some small things, then you're probably just not ready to advance. So it's like small things like maybe another hour of sleep, stay up a little bit later, you get up a half hour earlier, or you sacrifice like one of your TV shows. Maybe you have like 3 TV shows, you get rid of 1 or 2, or you get rid of all of them. As much as you're willing to get rid of. You maybe a couple times a week out, you order pizza, or you have a pizza from the freezer, into your oven, and have a smaller dinner. So then you have like an extra half hour to work. You ask your husband to do more around the house, whatever it is. You gotta find that time, and it's gotta be worth it. And I know it's hard to convince the men in your life. I know your spouses. Trust me. I know it's hard to get them to understand. But if you give them a time frame, like, hey, I need these next 3 months, I need these next 6 months, I need the next certain amount of time to work my booty off, it will be worth it. And when that's over, then you can reevaluate, talk to each other, and they will see your progress in those months. And you'll realize, like, my husband has seen more than just a financial aspect. He's seen such a difference in me, my personality, like in a good way, not like completely changed, but like, I'm more confident. I'm more comfortable with certain things, and in myself, and in my leading, and in everything. So he's seen all that change in me, and my motivation and my drive, because it's not fun to not have any motivation, I think, or drive. It's totally off topic too. But like, I just realized, like, before I didn't have much drive to do anything. I just got up, went to work, cooked dinner, like fed my husband, cleaned the house, and just went to sleep. And I didn't feel like I had, you don't have a purpose. Like, I feel like I have a purpose now, and I have something more than just a job, more than just money, more than just that. So that's totally sidetracked, but that's what happens with me. But like, it's so much. So you're men. It took my husband like over a year to remotely understand it. Him coming to convention definitely helped a lot. And that was almost 2 years in my business. And when he went to convention last August, and that changed a lot for him, made a bigger perspective to him. So if you are going to go to convention, try to bring a man too. They might understand more. But they will see a change in you. And I hope you guys anybody who wants that good change, that meaning for them, more than just this. Okay, this is turning into way longer than anticipated. What was I going to say? So yes, think about your why, which is going to evolve over time too. I think I went through that kind of. Let me just briefly go over that too. As you're learning and growing too, just keep in mind keep in mind everything you're doing as you're doing it too, because that's stuff that you can teach your team. If you are going at a slower pace than you want to, and you learn over time, because I started at a lot slower pace, but then when I started to learn, I started to grow, I was able to start teaching what I was doing, maybe what I did at the beginning that wasn't working for me, or what's working for me now, what worked for me before that maybe's changed, because things do change over time. So definitely think that as you're learning and growing, you have to readapt, because Facebook changes, online parties change, people change, the products change, every different aspect changes, and you change people, what you like, how you like to learn, how you like to teach other people, all that kind of stuff. So just be willing to learn, be willing to grow, be willing to teach others the same thing. And this is such a big thing. This is going to give me my next topic about fighting for limitations, because this is what I get a lot. This is what everybody gets a lot, and everybody wants to fight for the limitation of it. I'll explain what that means if you don't really know. But the word that I hate the most, I hate it, and I hate the word hate, but I hate the word can't. Can't kills me. Can't just means won't. That's what you're saying. If you say I can't do something, that just means you won't. That just means you're not willing to. And it's okay. It's like, I cannot express how much it is. It is okay if you do not want to do this full time. It is okay if you are not willing to give up certain things to make this your business. It's okay if you are not willing to do some things, but you can expect the results from certain things if you didn't do the things to get it. If you are saying I can't do this, but then you still say you want to hit pink, blue, green, even black status, you can't say I can't do that, but I still want to advance. I still want to make money. I still want to make this my business. You can't say can't and still do that. So, and plus what you tell yourself you can't do, you can't do. That's a whole mindset thing too. If you say I can't get parties, or I can't do this, or I can't do that, then you're literally telling yourself you can't. So you're blocking off all other possibilities of being able to find. So people are going to be randomly on Facebook, and they're going to be maybe making a post about wanting free makeup. They might even make a random post, and they're not a unique presenter. That's what I'm saying. But you're just ignoring that thing. You might just scrolling too fast through Facebook, and you're just ignoring that because your mindset says I can't find parties, even though there's people out there that want parties. That's just like one example out of many. You are telling yourself you can't, which means you can't. If you say I can do something, I will do something, I will accomplish this, then you will. Then you'll have that mindset. Obviously, you have to put work behind the mindset. Like, you can't just say, yeah, I will, hit black status, and you're just not going to hit black status. That's not how it works. You got to put work behind it. But if you say, I can't hit black status, that's too far off, which, yes, right now for lots of people, it might be too far off. But as soon as I was willing to go, and I think it was shortly after I hit pink status, I was like, you know what? I'm going all the way, and there's no ifs, ands, or buts. I'm staying in this long term. And I knew it was at that point, and it still is out of my realm, out of my possibilities at that point. That was 2 years ago now, almost exactly when I hit pink. I think I hit pink March 2 years ago. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to be black. I will be black. But I knew it wasn't in my time frame. That doesn't matter. But you know that you're going to. You're doing stuff every day to work closer and closer to that, and to celebrate the milestones in between. And in between anything, if you sell anything, that's a huge milestone. If you get anybody to say yes to a party, that's a good milestone. Those are all good things. People say yes. People watch your videos. Like, those are all, people share your videos. Those are all milestones. You have to appreciate every little thing, because if you don't appreciate what you have, you're not going to get more. That's just how it is. If you're not happy with the amount of people that are semi-interested, maybe if you get one sale, if you're not happy and you're just like, only one sale, I hate that word, only, too. Then you're only going to get one sale, because you think of that way instead of, oh my God, yay, I finally got a sale, yay. Like, instead of being happy for it. So always have that mindset and that words in your head and coming out of your mouth, because if you read Law of Attraction, really what you say comes back for you either way, positive or negative. But so limitations are when you're making excuses, that it's kind of like this whole can't thing. Like there's so many things. I'll go over them in detail, but people are like, yeah, I can't, I don't have anybody else to message. I ran out of people to message. I get questions, like things about that all the time, or no one has the money for this. I'm just going to go through some of them and get them to explain, or I'm too busy for this, or my kids just take up so much of my time, or I can't get parties, all these things saying I can't do this. And I can't find new people. I can't do this. You're fighting for the reasons why this isn't going to work, instead of finding a new way. If those things don't work, you can find a new way. There's always different ways to go about it. It's like when you hit a dead end in the road, you can turn right or left. Like, you don't, jump over it. There's other ways around a dead end, turn around. Like, you figure out some other way to go when you hit a crossroads in a street. Like, there's some other way to go with this. So you just have to have that mindset to not be like, I can't do this. And I don't know. I'm just going to keep going over that in my head, but don't fight for your excuses, because we all have the same limitations. Like, we all are busy. We all have, a lot of people have kids, or we all slowly will start running out of people. That's why we keep finding new people to message. Saturated market. People constantly talk about that, but we all have these these limitations. But the thing is, most of us go around it instead of putting it in our mind like, well, I can't do that because of this or because of that. You got to work your way around it, because something else about that. I forget. But yeah, there's people that are, I was going to say something else and I totally forget, but there's people that are constantly still doing this. If you say I can't get sales, well, there's people every day getting sales. If you say I can't sponsor, there's people every day sponsoring. If you say I can't get parties, there are people every day getting parties. There are people every day finding out the first time that Younique's even a thing. Do you even understand how new Younique still is? Like 5 years old is a baby company still. Most times they say don't even remotely go near a company in their first 5 years. We just hit 5 years a couple months ago. And we are such a fast growing company with a huge mission, and that's what I think has made us grow so fast, is with our huge mission. But you have to realize that we are not remotely saturated, and people say that all the time, that there's all these other Younique presenters. It's because as soon as you join, you realize, so I didn't hear about Younique once before I bought my first product. The second I buy my first product, because the way Facebook works, it sees you like something, it's going to show you a crap ton more. Then all of a sudden I started seeing all these other people's posts and all these other things, and then I realized I was added in some groups I never realized I was added into, and all of a sudden I started seeing all this Younique stuff. But what you guys start doing is start unfollowing everything else Younique related, because you don't want your newsfeed to be all Younique. It's just because the people as you start being with Younique, you start knowing more presenters, your close Y sisters on your team, your downline, and everybody you do start to know just in your small circle. There's just a small circle is a Younique presenter. But as soon as you start unfollowing them, you realize there's so many people on Facebook. There's literally billions of people on Facebook, and you have to realize that most of them still don't know what Younique is. So if you think it's saturated, then that's your mindset thinking that it's saturated. So that's another thing. You got to find new people. And when you think you've messaged everybody that you know, I promise you, probably 99% of you guys have not messaged everybody you know. And you guys know that. Some people won't admit it to themselves. Even that's totally fine. Like I said, you don't want to do this, and you want to fight for what you can't do, but that's fine. You're just not going to make it past a certain point until you're ready to get over that mindset, which is totally fine. This isn't for everybody. Everybody's not meant to be a business owner, although everybody can. This is all very simple stuff that I do on a daily basis. Very simple. Not easy, because I have to get out of my comfort zone. I have to work many hours. I have to do all the things, but it's very simple things. It does not, you don't need any special education. I didn't go to college. I never had anything for business or network marketing or any sort of degree along those lines. You just learn and grow and are willing to adapt and learn and grow. But if you run out of people, there's always more people. Think of your mom or your sister or your daughter or your cousin, and think of all her friends. Even if they're not doing an online party, obviously you can get them to do an online party, especially if they're a close friend of yours. It's so awesome. But you probably know a lot of, say, your sister's friends, or your best friend has other friends that they went to, let's say, college with, and you know them. Start adding some of those people on Facebook. Maybe you've met them at other events, or maybe you have kids that have teachers that are women. You can start slowly. If you're doing a gift for Valentine's Day or Christmas, or I don't know, what is there, teacher appreciation day? I don't know. But you give them a gift, and you can give them a bonbon or something like that, and give your business card in there, and just in a sweet way do it, maybe with some candy too in there, so it's not just, but make sure that they know what you do. If every single person does not know what you do, then you can't expect them to buy from you. You can't expect them to be interested at all, because if they don't know what you do because you didn't tell them, that's it. And I don't mean message people and be like, oh my God, this is what I do for a living, but slowly start conversations. And again, offer those parties, because that's something that they can earn free makeup. You're offering a service to them, and then you're going to meet all their friends. But there's always more people. You can print out on your printer if you want every friend on Facebook. Think of your guy friends. Maybe you have some close guy friends and they have a girlfriend, or they have a couple of sisters or something like that. Maybe you're not friends with them on Facebook yet. Become friends with them on Facebook. You have to think.
Oh my fucking God.
Who is it? You guys want to make sure to mute your mic thing too. I think it's Eric Worre. If you go, I'm going to find it. I'll find it for you guys. There's a memory jogger, I think is what it's called. And it literally will help you, exactly what I'm saying. Think of every other person you know, because there's always more people. You have to realize there's always more people. And then obviously as you're doing online parties, like say you have 10 online parties going in the next week, that's like, I don't know, 200 to 500 friends, depending on how many people they add. You have, like, that you are new friends with. 200 to 500 friends if you have 10 parties going next week. Okay, you're bound to get at least maybe 2 more online parties from that, maybe even more. You're getting all these new friends on Facebook. Like, they're going to start seeing your stuff. Like, you just have to do that massive action to get a lot of people at once, and just keep expanding your network. Oh, and people, if you say people don't have money for this, that's you saying that. Maybe once in a while you have a person or two that will come at you about the money thing. I'm just coming back with some random limitations, but sometimes random people will be like, yeah, I don't have money for that right now, usually when you offer a party. But if you are constantly in your videos explaining not just the price, but explaining like how long this certain item is going to last them, what the, you know, how the products are naturally based, have no added chemicals, that type of thing. Like, you know, you talk about what the products are going to do, how long they're going to last, why they're going to love them, the love it guarantee. People aren't going to think it's expensive. They're going to think it's expensive if you think it's expensive. And like I said, maybe 2% of the population, 2% of your friends are going to, you know, just tell you straight up, no, I'll never buy it. But most of the time, after a while, after they see you using it a while, they're like, you know, I got to try this. You know, they look at other brands. Like, if you think of any other brands, we are not, you know, outpriced by them. Like, they usually, most of them have more expensive foundations, like high-end brands and stuff. So you are telling yourself that people don't have money. That's all you're doing. And get out of the wallet, because you don't know what they have to spend on money. If you're telling yourself you're busy, or like your kids are keeping you busy, or you don't want to take your time away from your kids, because that obviously sucks when you have to take away, you know, from their playtime. Maybe at night, maybe you usually hang out with them for an hour, and you have to cut that time a little bit, you know, to work your business. Don't think of that as an excuse. Think of that as a reason that you're doing this, because you're going to eventually have way more time with them in the future. You really have to think that long-term aspect. So don't let being busy like now or and working, you know, I have 2 jobs and I can't fit this in. Think of that as a reason to do this, not a reason not to. You know what I mean? Yeah, if you can't get parties or can't get people joining it, as I said before, every day, there's plenty of other people, brand new people even, that are still getting parties, getting people to join, that type of thing. It's because they're asking more people, they're doing more of the daily tasks, they're doing more things, you know? It's just, you gotta figure out if you're willing to do all the things. And remember, people can do lots of parties. People can do more than one party. I don't recommend it very often, maybe not more than once a month. It kind of depends. If they had a party that was a hit, like they had a lot of sales from that, yeah, if you do it a couple weeks later, that might not be a bad idea. More people might be interested. But say they had 0 sales, I'd probably wait a month or 2. Sometimes we get new products in the meantime, at least a new kudos, obviously. But like, especially if you say, maybe you launched your business last year, a few months ago, 2 years ago, whenever it was, and you've kind of been up and down since. You've had people that you did parties with before. You can do them again now. For sure you can do them again now. Even if nobody bought before, maybe they'll be able to buy now. Maybe they'll see more of your like stuff and are more interested because they saw you before, that type of thing. But also, yeah, like I said, when we have new products, like constantly changing up the posts that you're making. But don't think that if somebody did a party with you months ago that they can't do it again, that you ran out of people, because you can do the same thing again. If they have not joined in that meantime, you can have another party with them. So definitely think that. Oh yeah, when people say I can't do videos in general, you just gotta be willing to get out of your comfort zone. Or this is the biggest thing. When people say they can't do videos or make pictures or can't do parties or can't do this because of the limited products they have, that's the worst excuse. Okay, you really just need one product, and it doesn't matter what that product is. You just need one product to succeed, and you're getting like, I don't know, 12 or more products in your presenter's kit. You got plenty to work with. You got 2 mascaras. You got whatever other eyeshadows. Oh my God, I'm knocking stuff over. Whatever other eyeshadows, whatever other skincare or whatnot. Like, you have so many freaking products. You don't even know. That's double the amount of products, at least, that I had in my kit. My kit was valued at about $150. Okay, your guys' value is like $300 to $400 depending on when you joined. Like, it's crazy. So you guys got plenty of stuff to work with. You can do just mascara or just foundation or just skincare. You can talk about a single item. You can talk about just eyeshadow for this month, especially with the kudos or something, and make sales, especially if you are excited about that and that is a favorite of yours. You know, obviously mascara and foundation, I feel like, are are easy first-time sellers. But whatever you love, that's what matters. People will be attracted to what you love. So do not think that you need every product. Don't even remotely think that you need every product. People get overwhelmed if you have too many products. So don't let that ever be an excuse. People will say that all the time. I just got to wait till I get all the products. I got to wait till I have the perfect setup. For over a year, I didn't have more than just my phone and a window. Like literally not even a stand, okay? For over a year, I hit green status. I was solid green status. And I still didn't even have a stand for my phone. Okay, you can do, and I did plenty of videos. I did live videos. I did all that jazz. So don't let any of that stop you. It's all the things of you wanting everything to be perfect before you start. Imperfectly done is better than perfectly undone. Usually I mess up that saying, but good. So imperfectly done is better than perfectly undone. Okay, it's better to do anything, even if it's not perfect, than to wait till you have the perfect party script, till you have the right amount of products. If you wait for that, then it's too late. Okay. I got most of my notes. Said that. Oh, back orders. This is the biggest thing. And I really haven't gotten probably any complaints from our team. Maybe once in a while I see something, but I see a lot in our presenters only group. So I just want to talk about back orders real quick. This has been a thing from day one. This is why we partner with Coty. And technically we still are not 100% partnered with Coty. It takes a while when you partner with a company to integrate them into your system. But that's why we did that, to help with our back orders, to help with the product production type of thing. But it's still not done yet. You don't understand, people do not understand how freaking fast Unique has grown. Like, it's disgustingly fast. We are having the numbers, we're 5 years old and we have the numbers of like a 30 to 40 year old company. And we don't have the amount of people yet. We are constantly hiring more support staff, hiring more people for the warehouses, opening up new warehouses. They're trying to grow and keep up with the demand as much as possible. They are trying their hardest, okay? And I don't even know if any of you guys are complaining about this, but I just want to say it straight out, is that if you focus on back orders, then that's where your focus is. I don't ever remotely care about back orders out of stock. It stinks. It stinks when some of my favorite products are not available to purchase, but it's okay because there's 100,000 other products. Well, not 100,000. There's like 100 other products. There's plenty of others to choose from. There's awesome collections. There's awesome kudos. We still have so many other items. In back order, at least, people can still purchase that, okay? There was, this is before I was in the company, there was a time when they sold less than 5 products. They probably sold 4 or 5 products, like BB cream, blusher, primer, shine gloss, and mascara. I think those were the first 5 products, something like that. That was before I even joined. And their top seller was mascara, and the mascara was out of stock. I think it was on back order, so they could still purchase it. People were hitting black status after months of mascara, months being out of stock. Or on back order, one of those. I don't remember which one. I was joined Unique when the liquid foundation was out of stock for 7 freaking months. Okay, things happen and we all make it through. That's what makes you to the top, is all those people from those little fallouts that leave the company are the ones that leave and they never make it anywhere else. The ones who stick it through are the ones that are making it to the top. So anything that happens, just stick it through, okay? Because it gets easier, it gets better, and we're in the process of partnering with Coty, which means the items are going to be coming back faster. There's not going to be as much back orders, but you don't understand how fast Unique is growing, that the demand, they are really trying to keep up with it. It's just really hard. And then with customer service, I'm sorry, everything's been a little bit delayed with that. But like I said, they're consistently hiring new people. But we keep adding more people, having more sales, having more numbers, and they're just trying to keep up with our craziness of our success. So don't think of that because there are people promoting, there are people advancing and everything through all these back orders. So just focus on other things. Don't focus on that. Don't think about that. Don't let it bother you at all. And when customers ask, just talk about it's a good thing. I mean, I know people hate to hear this, but it is a good thing when things are out of stock or in back order, because it means popular items. And you can, I haven't been saying, but you can talk about the powder foundation and how there was an issue, and now they're working, they're not launching a new one. So now they're working on getting the old colors back, that type of thing. And stuff takes, because it's naturally based and it doesn't be made overnight. It takes time to make a product. So just think about that. Sorry, I'm good to briefly go over that, because I see a lot of people putting their focus on back orders, but where your focus goes is where your focus goes. And you want your focus to be on the good things, not the negative things. Okay, I was gonna say, and I just want to say one thing. We just share the products. Don't ever, if you ever come across in a salesy way, you're gonna lose your trust of all your people. If you say, "I need to make this sale. I need this. Instead of saying, "How can I help you with the product that you need? How can I help you get a deal on your products?" And focus on a specific item. If you're trying to just sell a specific item, focus on what that specific item can do for somebody. Not just say, I need this amount of sales of anything that you want. You're not helping them because they don't know what the heck they want and they just think that you just need sales. Focus on how you can help them save money, how you can help them change their lives with the opportunity, whatever it is. So really just focus on sharing, and you're going to get more people's trust over time, because trust does take time to build up. And on that note, I hope that was kind of all over the place, and that wasn't on purpose. My notes was to the point, and then I just tend to ramble a lot. So I hope that was to the point about mindset, and just have that positive words in your mouth. Don't constantly say can't, and don't say I can't get this, or you're fighting for the reasons why not, instead of finding new reasons to keep going.